Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Porch Talk Night Show with your girl Raquel. What's going on tonight? What's going on tonight? Listen, Israel is under attack. Meanwhile, the United States is carrying on about celebrity news. Apparently, stuff like Kanye talking about Cardi being an industry plant is still important, and people are literally losing their lives. We're going to talk about that. You know, I've got two segments. What's has Rocky rolling and what the fuck is this about? So we're going to get into all of that. But I want to ask y'all, how has it been going? If you're in Detroit, like myself, I want to know, how are you handling that weather? Because it is kicking my behind. I want to know if you turned your heat on yet. My husband turned our heat on. I was trying to tough it out. I was wrapped up in all these blankets. I had my hooded blanket on. And my husband was at work, and then he seen the temperature at the house, and he turned the heat on. I woke up, the heat was on. I said, we have already lost the damn battle. We can't catch a break, right? It was a time where you had a little break. You had where the electricity bill would go down and the gas bill. Not so much. We didn't even get a warming. It went from hot to cold. It was crazy. That was absolutely crazy. But yeah, so we got a lot to talk about tonight. I'm also going to cover the speech with President Biden speaking on it. I didn't see it, so I'll be watching it with you guys. Baby, that fool don't need to speak about nothing. Okay? He needs to go straight to the nursing home. That's where he needs to go. So, for sake of what we about to talk about, let me throw up this here. All righty. And stay with me. We're going to talk about it right now. Now, I want to say, I think it's important to talk about this before I get into it, before I play the film. I'm not one to try to bring the mood down. I'm not about fear mongering or anything of that. The most I really have to say is just kind of like how I started off the video. It's people losing their life. It's real stuff going on. I do believe, though, life is worth living. It's enjoyable. I do believe that life is what you make it. I do believe there are some terrible things, as we can see, literally going on in the world, but there's a lot of good things. So I never think we should throw the baby out with the bathwater, but I think it's important to acknowledge when some things are going on. And this is very scary, what's going on in Israel. So we will begin to cover that right now.
كل العالم بيشوف وهي اهدافهم اطفال صغيره، اهدافهم اطفال صغيره. الان نحمد الله ونشكره، الحمد لله.
Our capacity in the hospitals is only some 2,000 beds. For that reason, 2,000 beds with more than 2,000 injured, it means that we are about to collapse. The other thing is that with shortage of medication, we are consuming today in one day what in the ordinary days we consume in 1 month. The problem of electricity now was coincident with this crisis, so we have no electricity now in hospitals, and we are relying on standby generators, consuming a lot of fuels.
So before I go on to the next video surrounding this whole thing with Israel, imagine the devastation, the fear, that they have. And look at the ruins, right? And I know it's funny because this really is my thing, but I always think like, who is going to pay for this? Not only are people losing their lives, but when all of this is said and done, how long is it going to take to rebuild that infrastructure? So, on the flip side of that, how long will these people have to look at this ruin to remind them of the horrific and heinous act that they had to endure? It's like reliving it over and over again because that type of disaster is going to cost. And will they be able to replace it? I mean, it's devastating, right? It's absolutely devastating. Imagine the parents with little children, how they feel helpless. They're scared for themselves, and then they have to be strong for their children. It's just really something. It's really something. So here's the next clip. Speaking of parents, shout out to you, Shani. What's going on? What's going on?
It's very difficult to me to think about it. It's very difficult to me to eat, to drink, to sleep. I always thinking, where is he? What happened to him? Is he okay?
Terrible situation that all of us are in. We never imagined that this is how it will look.
Absolutely terrifying. If you notice that these videos come from Al Jazeera, Al Jazeera is supposed to be a reputable site. A lot of us, our sites here and sources are fake news and exaggerated. So I had to go to something reputable. And I just felt that to be important, those two clips to share. And so now I'm going to get into the whole speech with Biden and how he addressed it. Again, this is my first time actually seeing this with you. Into it says, we have it good here in the US of A. The stuff we are watching is only in our movies. Yes, considering we do have it good, but it is a lot of craziness that we turn our blind eyes to. I think we have a lot of bad as well. It's just that, depending on who you are, your experience, it varies. But obviously this is horrific, right? This is horrific. So we have a different set of bad, and we need to get a handle on our bad. But we can't because we're distracted with stuff like Cardi B and no, not to shade the Cardi. I like her as an artist, really to me with Cardi is her personality, but we'll talk about that a little later. But yes, I mean, we're distracted about a bunch of frivolous things, and we're TikToking and Instagramming and Facebooking, and we're living our lives on social media, and yet life is still going on. So, yeah, so let's do this here.
I mean this literally, when the pure, unadulterated evil is unleashed on this world. The people of Israel lived through one such moment this weekend. The bloody hands of the terrorist organization Hamas.
Wait a minute, I just want to stop right there. Why does Kamala look like she trying to hold in from shitting her pants or something? What's going on? Her neck looks so stiff, and I'm really not trying to be joking here. I'm serious. Like, her neck looks so stiff, it looks like it's gonna break off. Oh my God, relax. I know it's very stressful, but Jesus, she's going to have a headache after this, or she probably had one after this. My goodness, no shade. I'm just saying.
A group whose stated purpose for being is to kill Jews. This was an act of sheer evil. More than 1,000 civilians slaughtered, not just killed, slaughtered in Israel. Among them, at least 14 American citizens killed. Parents butchered using their bodies to try to protect their children. Stomach-turning reports of babies being killed. Entire families slain. Young people massacred while attending a musical festival to celebrate peace. To celebrate peace.
Okay, before we continue, so far he's doing well. So his chip isn't acting up yet. This is a very serious situation. I understand that, but I'm sorry. I cannot take our president serious. It's very hard. I'm sorry. And let's just continue. But this is, I agree with him on what he's saying as in regards to the horrific and heinous and it being heinous and all of that. Definitely.
Women raped, assaulted, paraded as trophies. Families hid their fear for hours and hours, desperately trying to keep their children quiet to avoid drawing attention. And thousands of wounded, alive but carrying with them the bullet holes and the shrapnel wounds and the memory of what they endured. You all know these traumas never go away. There's still so many families desperately waiting to hear the fate of their loved ones, not knowing if they're alive or dead or hostages. Infants in their mother's arms, grandparents in wheelchairs, Holocaust survivors abducted and held hostage. Hostages whom Hamas has now threatened to execute in violation of every code of human morality. It's abhorrent. The brutality of Hamas, these bloodthirstiness brings to mind.
Okay, I'm not trying to be funny. Did he say it's a porn? I don't. Okay, let's continue.
The worst rampages of ISIS. This is terrorism. But sadly, for the Jewish people, it's not new. This attack has brought to the surface painful memories and the scars left by a millennia of anti-Semitism and genocide of the Jewish people. So in this moment, we must be crystal clear. We stand with Israel. We stand with Israel. And we will make sure Israel has what it needs to take care of its citizens, defend itself, and respond to this attack. There's no justification for terrorism. There's no excuse. Hamas does not stand for the Palestinian people's right to dignity and self-determination. Its stated purpose is the annihilation of the state of Israel and the murder of Jewish people.
So, Mr. President, when you say there's no excuse for terrorism, does that include the micro-terrorisms that we allegedly inflict on other countries, the intimidation tactics that we inflict on other countries? I'm just saying, this is definitely disgusting. And if you're watching this, what I want you to gather from this, and the reason why I'm talking about this, not only does this need attention, but I also want to say that while we're going back and forth on the internet, finding reasons not to take L's, right? With men and women, finding reasons not to play the fool. What's the song says? Everybody plays the fool. There's no exception to the rule. Remember that song? While we're going back and forth with these gender wars, while we leave everything in fear, while we have so much to say about the Rainbow Coalition and whatever else, the Rainbow Family, whatever we want to call them, you guys call them all type of names. The LGBTQIA people are some good people. And no, no one's paying me to say this, and this is not a fucking agenda. You know how we get. I really believe that everybody deserves love and respect and understanding. And what we don't do is try to understand. What we do is accuse and point fingers at one another. Why we have so much discord in our country over absolutely nothing. Please understand that we have so much to be grateful for. The things that we can control, can we learn to control them? Can we learn to love one another and just be cool and live in peace? Can we do that? Because if we can't, then one might come to the conclusion that we don't want peace. We enjoy strife and we enjoy disconnection and we enjoy pure chaos. So we have to make a decision, because as we are living and breathing today, one thing's for sure and two things for certain. There are children and men and women in terror, and they don't have time to point at each other and talk about how high value men and women, and what women are hoes and bitches, and what men ain't shit, and all these other arguments that we come up with. They are fighting for their lives. There are people out here that don't know where their children are. And when they get done with all of this, they will have to look at the ruin of the terror that they just had to deal with. And for how long? So I ask, as you watch this today, I ask, is what's going on in your life that devastating? Is it really that serious to bitch about? Is it really that serious to be upset and depressed and down on yourself? Is it that much? Is it so terrible? Did someone do you so wrong that you must continue to be an accuser of your brethren? That's what I ask you tonight as we look at these things, and we will continue.
They use Palestinian civilians as human shields. Hamas offers nothing but terror and bloodshed with no regard to who pays the price. The loss of innocent life is heartbreaking. Like every nation in the world, Israel has the right to respond, indeed has a duty to respond to these vicious attacks. I just got off the phone with a third call with Prime Minister Netanyahu. And I told him, the United States experience what Israel is experiencing, our response would be swift, decisive, and overwhelming. We also discussed how democracies like Israel and the United States are stronger and more secure when we act according to the rule of law. Terrorists purposely target civilians, kill them. We uphold the laws of war, the law of war. It matters. There's a difference. Today, Americans across the country are praying for all those families that have been ripped apart. A lot of us know how it feels. It leaves a black hole in your chest when you lose family. Feeling like you're being sucked in. The anger, the pain, the sense of hopelessness. This is what they mean by a human tragedy, an atrocity on an appalling scale. We're going to continue to stand united, supporting the people of Israel who are suffering unspeakable losses and opposing the hatred and violence of terrorism. My team has been in near constant communication with our Israeli partners and partners all across the region and the world from the moment this crisis began. We're surging additional military assistance, including ammunition and interceptors, to replenish Iron Dome. We're going to make sure that Israel does not run out of these critical assets to defend its cities and its citizens. My administration has consulted closely with Congress throughout this crisis. And when Congress returns, we're going to ask them to take urgent action to fund the national security requirements of our critical partners. This is not about party or politics. This is about the security of our world, the security of the United States of America. We now know.
Now, as much as I would like to believe it, it's always about politics, allegedly, with y'all. But let's continue.
That American citizens are among those being held by Hamas. I've directed my team to share intelligence and deploy additional experts from across the United States government to consult with and advise Israeli counterparts on hostage recovery efforts. Because as president, I have no higher priority than the safety of Americans being held hostage around the world. The United States has also enhanced our military force posture in the region to strengthen our deterrence. The Department of Defense has moved the USS Gerald R. Ford Carrier Strike Group to the Eastern Mediterranean and bolstered our fighter aircraft presence. And we stand ready to move in additional assets as needed. Let me say again, to any country, any organization, anyone thinking of taking advantage of this situation, I have one word: don't. Don't. Our hearts may be broken, but our resolve is clear. Yesterday, I also spoke with the leaders of France, Germany, Italy, and UK to discuss the latest developments with our European allies and coordinate our united response. This comes on top of days of steady engagement with partners across the region. We're also taking steps at home. In cities across the United States of America, police departments have stepped up security around centers of Jewish life. The Department of Homeland Security and the Federal Bureau of Investigation are working closely with state and local law enforcement and Jewish community partners to identify and disrupt any domestic threat that could emerge in connection with these horrific attacks. This is a moment for the United States to come together, to grieve with those who are mourning. Let's be real clear. There is no place for hate in America. Not against Jews, not against Muslims, not against anybody. We reject. What we reject is terrorism. We condemn the indiscriminate evil, just as we've always done. That's what America stands for.
That's what America stands for. America was actually founded and created by some of these same things that he's talking against. Black people cannot get reparations. You know, I don't really like to talk about race relations and all that stuff because as I've gotten older, my understanding of things with the bigger picture is different. But just speaking on the surface level, as serious as this is, it's very disheartening to hear so much hypocrisy. Let's just throw allegedly out there. Yeah, shit, I ain't about to be Tasha K. Y'all ain't gonna hit my ass up with shit. Allegedly. Okay? I even got it down here in the info. Everything we talk about up in this broadcast on the Porch Talk Night Show is allegedly. I don't even care if the allegedly don't fit. It's allegedly.
You know, just over 50 years ago, I was thinking about it this morning, talking to the Secretary of State, the Vice President in my office. Over 50 years ago, as a young senator, I visited Israel for the first time as a newly elected senator. And I had a long, long trip, a meeting with Golda Meir in her office just before the Yom Kippur War. And I guess she could see the consternation on my face as she described what was being faced.
That's right.
They were facing. We walked outside in that sort of hallway outside her office to have some photos. She looked at me all of a sudden and said, "Would you like to have a photograph?" And so I got up and followed her out. We were standing there silent, looking at the press. She could tell, I guess, I was concerned. She leaned over and whispered to me, she said, "Don't worry, Senator Biden. We have a secret rep in here in Israel." My word is what she said. We have no place else to go. We have no place else to go. For 75 years, Israel has stood as the ultimate guarantor of the security of Jewish people around the world, so that the atrocities of the past could never happen again. And let there be no doubt, the United States has Israel's back. We will make sure the Jewish and democratic state of Israel can defend itself today, tomorrow, as we always have. It's as simple as that. These atrocities have been sickening. We're with Israel. Let's make no mistake. Thank you.
Mr. President, what was your reaction?
Okay, you've just been listening to the U.S. President, Joe Biden, and his address from the White House on the Israel-Gaza war. A very strong speech. We're going to be talking to Marwan Bashara, Al Jazeera's senior political analyst. You're joining us from Paris. First, though, let's go live to Kimberly Halkett, our White House correspondent in Washington, D.C. Kimberly.
So I don't even know if we need to watch the rest of that, but hey, happy Tuesday, Southern Comfort. Shout out to y'all watching me from TikTok. Sorry, I'm on YouTube live. I'm not trying to be unserious, but I just want to know. And I'm not trying to put no conspiracies out there or nothing like that, but this bothers me. Joe Biden has a totally different face than when he was up under Obama. Is it just me? Like, I'm not saying it's they cloned Tyrone or they altered some. I'm not saying none of that is going on. But I'm saying, what happened to this man's face? Now, we can try to talk about age, but no. People age and they still be looking the same. They just be looking older. What happened to this man's face now? I'm trying to figure out what the hell is going on. Now, he held on pretty well, huh? He really did. But Shani is absolutely right. I want to bring that up. She put that up there. Love you, girl. She was saying that when he was talking about hate and inclusivity, let me get my words together, inclusivity, he sure did not include Black people. You said a facelift. Well, it wasn't a good one, honey. I don't think it was you know what? I don't know what it is. He's ate up, allegedly. Look, look. I'm not trying to get messed up by libel or slander or nothing. Attack, bullying. No telling what people sue for these days. But yeah, I just wanted to say that I don't think we need to worry about what this woman's talking about. If you want to see that, I do have the link listed in the info section. It's from Al Jazeera. I always make sure I have the links of what I'm giving to you and giving credit to the people where I've gotten it from. So if you want to watch the rest of that, please feel free to do so. Now, we about to get to our next portion of the show, and that is that's right. What has Racqi rolling? And as usual, we're going to bring Dr. Umar up to the stage. Yes, Dr. Umar is acting a damn fool. Once again, we love Dr. Umar. We love to see him act a fool. We love and appreciate the Prince of Pan-Africanism. He is something else.
Stop making love to coons. Stop giving your womb to coons. I'm going to say it again. Stop giving your womb to the coons, because when you give your womb to the coons, you have a coon womb. And when you have a coon womb, Black woman, you can only give birth to baby coons. So stop giving your womb to the coons. I mean it, sisters. If y'all stop giving out your French vanilla cookies and your banana cookies and your lemon cookies and your butter pecan cookies and your butter almond cookies and your caramel cookies and your sweet brown sugar cookies and your chocolate fudge cookies, if you stop giving out your cookies to the brothers before they do the work, sisters, we can get some work done. So Black women, please stop making love to brothers who ain't building.
That man is crazy. It's some truth to what he's saying now, but he be fooling. All them different type of cookies. He was fast with it, wasn't he? And I love this. Okay, this is an old clip. I love James Brown. I don't know what he's doing with these safety glasses on, but this interview has always been funny to me, and it popped up on my news feed, so I wanted to share it with y'all.
I understand that you have already, James, I have to ask you one serious question here. I understand you already have started divorce proceedings. Does that mean that you're now eligible?
Yes, I'm eligible. I'm single. I want to mingle.
You want to mingle?
Yeah.
Now, the women love you when you get out there. Why do you think that is?
What'd you say?
The women love you when you get out there.
Why is that, ladies?
Well, I'm asking you.
Huh? Because I
Why do you
look
think
good.
that is? You
I
look
smell
good.
good. I feel good.
And you sing good.
And make love good.
Oh. Well, there we are. We don't have to ask anybody else. We got that from the source. There you are.
Now, why was he loud and ridiculous? Because his ass was probably high. That's right. Now, I thought this was funny to share. Shout out to the next person I'm about to share. You've seen me share his stuff before. He's Boy Please Whatever. I discovered him on TikTok. And I love the conversation that he brings to the table. I love his personality, his commentary. I love the topics that he talks about that are so real, and even including things within the church and stuff like that. So I really love what the brother is doing. So shout out to him, Boy Please Whatever. And these two clips popped up, a couple of the clips, because I actually got some I'm gonna share tomorrow on my Racqi Road TV YouTube channel. So just if you're watching and you don't know, I do have two YouTube channels. One is at Porch Talk, the one I'm live on now, at Porch Talk, and the other one is at Racqi Road TV. That's RACQI Road TV. So tomorrow we will be going live with, on that channel about something different. But let's get to this clip.
Like a failure. Do you feel like a failure by having? Did you ever feel like a failure? I already see your face for me about me being gay and you being like, who you are.
I don't know fuck I don't feel. If he want to snatch, that's him. I'm a failure, but I'm gonna love him for whatever he want.
If I want to what?
If you want your punch, that's on you. That's what you choose to do. That's the way he went. He went left, I stayed right. That's the way that go. Top or bottom.
That's how I got that.
Yeah, top or bottom.
I got that written down.
Yeah, top or bottom.
Are you asking me am I top or bottom?
Yes.
I am a top.
Okay, I know y'all should never have no goddamn
Daddy is out of control.
You should never be stopped up. It should be an easy flow.
What?
That's already punched.
Oh my God.
Out of order. Before I move to the next clip, I do want to say I am not that parent that feels that you should be ashamed if you have gay children. I think that if you have an issue with that, you have to do some deep-rooted evaluation of yourself. Because I'm not that parent. I'm sorry. And this is, again, no one's paying me. I'm not promoting, because we be thinking all type of stuff. And I'm not saying this don't go on, but I'm saying nobody's paying me to be an advocate for the LGBTQ community or whatever nefarious things y'all want to come up with. But again, I do feel like everybody needs understanding and respect. I think our jobs as parents is to love our children first. They have their own lives and paths to lead and live. Our role is to guide them so they can bump their head as least as possible. That is my belief. We do not have to agree on that. I'm okay if you disagree respectfully, but that is how I feel. So, on my show, I'm always going to give my honest opinion, and it's never going to be influenced by anyone else. I'm not big enough for nobody to strong arm me, but I'm right where I need to be. You ain't about to strong arm me. I said what the fuck I said. So next clip. This was even more interesting.
In denial.
No, I was never in denial. I knew you was gay.
All the time.
So why would you keep asking me?
I want you to tell me. If I asked you, you could have said, yeah,
So,
Mom.
were you in
I
denial?
should want to hear him tell.
I knew what you would. That's why it didn't bother me when you said it. It didn't bother me.
Asked you, I said,
You can see it. You can see it.
Daddy
Then
out of
them
control.
little sister boys you hang with. Them cauliflowers. We knew you was man with shit. I used to take him to the gym and he was running around like this. with them big old lips. And he could skate. At 6 backwards. So I knew he gonna.
Now she finna piss
So
on
by
us.
the time he told me, I already knew. Smacking more big up.
That's why he off the hook. The whole family off the hook. I love him.
What does skate got to do with it?
Backwards. Yeah, I knew it.
He looked like his daddy too.
Running through the gym with the girl. You know how they wrist be fold back like this?
Ooh, daddy out of control.
Through that motherfucker. I'm just sitting there shaking my head. I said, my son gonna be gay, but he mine.
Anywho, shut up.
And then
You just skipped over all. I got to ask you questions. You just went so far out.
And then he said like this.
You got to have good posture. Will you wait? Oh, my God.
I'm ready. I'm my fault.
So now we about to get to the clip of exactly why I keep saying allegedly. Miss Tasha K. Miss Tasha allegedly liver lip K. And I don't even talk shit about people, but this girl, baby, I'm talking about, you might think she might as well be a transsexual, the ball she got on her, the way she be talking. You can't tell me she ain't no trans, the way she be talking. That, you know, it's a joke, but I'm just saying, I would shut the fuck up. I'm not going to put nothing out about nobody. Allegedly is what I'm saying. That you know, and I really, all my sisters out here, because entertainment is like, I do this because I like to do it. Ain't nobody paying me shit. I don't get paid for this. I do this strictly because I like to do it, because if I didn't, I would have gave up a long time ago. All the time I've been doing this, you know, unless somebody can come through, put me on and show me how to get a consistent check from this shit, I do this because I like to do it. And I'm also very honest. And, you know, a lot of people that make money, they like savage with it. You know, they're bulldogs. That's what it is. That's what it takes. She got on here. She was lying and slanderous and libelous and whatever is, and it cost her. So let's get to that clip, because she's telling Adam, what's his name? No Jumper. She's talking to him about it. So
she started saying she was gonna sue. I was like, bitch, I don't care. I wipe my fucking ass with cease and desist. Who gives a fuck? You know, you gonna spend your money on this? Go ahead. So when she filed the lawsuit, I was like, well, if it mean that much, because I was pregnant at the time when she filed the lawsuit, and I was high risk. So I was like, well, if it really mean that much, I'll take it down. But then she was like, take it down and apologize. I said, apologize for what? You need to apologize. I'm not apologizing for a motherfucking thing. I'll take this interview down, but I'm not apologizing. So, you know, I had, you know, told my husband what I had talked about, you know, with her lawyers. And he was like, put that shit back up.
Okay, so question number one, Tasha, what's wrong with apologizing? If you are in the wrong, see, she's saying this with her chest as if what she's saying is even making sense for an adult to even say. What would it cost her? I tell you what, that apology wouldn't cost her that $4 million. I would apologize, because what is it? Is it where I apologize? I sincerely apologize. Like, and this is a good example. Again, I have no dog in this race, and I don't know Tasha K. And sincerely, even though I think she's messy and do not agree, I wish her the best. And I applaud her for her success thus far. I could still hold up my people, but still, you know, tell the truth and shame the devil at the same damn time. Okay, and I'm telling the truth, and I'm shaming that devil that she got coming forth at this very fucking moment. Why couldn't she apologize? And then not tell the world that your husband allegedly is ignorant as hell too, and go tell you to put it back up. So now you're married to somebody that, Lord Hammer, that's why he's still there. Because if he said put it back up, then he gonna have to suffer that $4 million lawsuit too. Because this is your bad decision making, Mr. Head of the household. What the hell?
Tell her to go sue, and she did just that. And she put a lot. She put $1.2 million
right
towards that lawsuit.
Right.
All because she didn't like me, because I didn't like her.
And why?
No, it wasn't because she didn't like you, because you didn't like her. It's because you was running your mouth, going out your way, attacking her. And for what? Why didn't you like her? You don't know her. There's nobody in the industry I dislike because I've never met them a day in my life. Now, can I look at them and say I probably would not want to hang with them per se? Maybe. But just to straight up be harping on people and disliking them, I don't know these people from Tom's House Cat, honey. Why would I have an issue with them? So that's strange within itself.
Do you think that you were ultimately not victorious in court?
Man, it was, first of all, I wasn't paying attention to my case. You know, I hired lawyers that were fresh out of college.
I heard your legal team was not great.
No.
And then it gets worse. And she's serious. Okay.
And when if you've never dealt with lawyers before, that was the first time I ever hired a lawyer for anything, right? Because I fucking 35, 36 years old. What the fuck? I don't break the law.
Your first time is always tough.
Yeah. It's kind of like you.
Oh,
so I didn't know. Like it was kind of like, oh, they said, and they were the cheapest too, because you know people wanted it. They heard Cardi B, then they wanted them retainers 50, 60,000. I was like, where the fuck I'm supposed to get that shit from?
Right, which is like nothing compared to how much she ended up spending.
Man, listen, because she had a team.
Yeah,
she had 2 teams. She had a team in New York and a team in Georgia. So, and this Cardi B coming, she got an endless amount of money. They billing.
Right.
They billing. That shit, if you see the records that they got they got every tweet, every fucking comment that somebody made to the tweet. I said, ooh, when I saw the end result of how much she paid, I said, they the only ones that really won.
Right.
You know? So, yeah, my lawyers was $5,000 retainer.
Really?
Yeah.
5,000?
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Yeah, showed up.
So that's an example of you get what you pay for. And this is why. And this is no shade to Tasha for real, and her money capacity, because I couldn't take that type of blow either. But me knowing that, I'm going to watch how I speak on my platform. It's one thing to speak about the things that is put in front of you. It's another thing to go out of your way and be pulling people. It's just another thing to do what she was doing. Let's just say that. And it cost her, man. It cost her.
Up and I introduced them. I said, this is my legal team. Bitch, we about to fight.
Were you astonished when you ended up losing?
I was surprised because I was just like, but I really wasn't surprised because the judge had already kept out a lot of stuff because everything that I commented on came out of her mouth. It wasn't like, malicious. It's like, oh, I'm going to make this shit up about you. You see what I'm saying? I didn't just say, oh, I'm going to do this. But they found, they played a video. It was after, we was like 3 years into litigation, where I just snapped on her because she had, these so-called YouTube investigators coming to my house, going to my daughter's school, asking questions about me, these just random ass people, right? And I'm, just had my baby, and I was like, you know what? Fuck you. And I went in and I was like, bitch, that's why your husband, I said, you can go get your body done out as many times as you want. It still don't keep your husband at the house. He is outside. You too busy over here watching me, and you need to be watching him.
Well, why come for her relationship though, Tasha? Why do that? So here's the thing, right? We could talk all day about how Cardi, because some people will do that, handled this situation and how she went in and why would she be pressed over Tasha. We can go into all of that. But she is entitled to feel and respond. She didn't threaten this woman's life as far as I know. She's entitled to get to the bottom of this. I remember the interview that came out with this so-called roommate and all the stuff that was discussed. And it's a bit ridiculous. It's like, never have I ever wanted to interview someone to get dirt on someone or make someone look bad. My interviews have always been to highlight, show appreciation, get valuable information, to get a story, to celebrate the person. That's where my goal is coming from. And yes, it's a slower path because people are prone to drama and negativity, but it's also one to keep your ass out of courts too. Because at the end of the day, when you got done with all of that, you couldn't afford to pay the legal fees that you got hit with. So at the end of the day, is it really worth it? Is it really worth it? And that be my thing. Like, we be gambling with stuff that don't make no sense to gamble. Entertainment is a fleeting business. I would tell anybody, go get you a trade. Go do something that makes sense. The people that do this really want to do this, or they have connections to where they know without a shadow of a doubt that their gimmicks will work. Okay, but ain't nobody trying to commit to this long time and they don't have a heart for it, because it's just not when you can go be a heating and ventilation and cooling tech. You can go be an electrician. You can be an architect. You can really do something with your life where you're valuable and needed. Don't nobody need a motherfucker talking shit all day. I mean, you cool for a barbecue. You know what I'm saying? You cool for some backyard fun, front porch fun. But outside of that, don't nobody have to have that. If some shit went down, would nobody be worried about me, Tasha K, or nobody the fuck else? We just some other people talking shit under a mic. That's it. So it's just like, you really gotta love to do this. Let's keep it funky.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I went the fuck in. I dragged everything. I was like, you can have as much plastic surgery as you want. He don't want it. He don't want it. And that's what you're mad about. You're mad about that. That I won't stop reporting on him and his escapades. And you are a fucking celebrity. And frankly, the things that you say about people, especially black women, calling black women roach.
So let's lean into that, right? Let's say she mad, Miss Tasha, that you reporting on her husband and his tendency to trail off allegedly. What is so upsetting in your life that has you hell-bent to come for people all the time? Because Cardi's not the only one. You want to bring up this whole comment with her calling black people roaches. I heard that. I didn't hear the video clip, but this, people always try to come and find some stuff probably out of context or whatever the fuck, I don't think it was like the Erica Mena situation was very ridiculous and obvious, okay? But whatever. I don't know. I didn't read the comments, so I can't really say. However, what is it about you, ma'am, that you feel that you need to destroy people's image and character? Why does that make you feel good? Why is that your platform to tear people down? Because I'm going to tell you right now, Wendy Williams was a kind of her own. You're not Wendy. And Wendy did her thing. I'm going to be honest with you. I respect Wendy Williams. I will say, if I had to be honest, I remember driving to work and I heard the first time I was aware of Wendy Williams, it had to be after 2007, because 2007 is when I had started my employment at the hospital. And so I remember driving into work and hearing this woman, which I later found out was Wendy Williams, and what she was talking about to me was appalling, because it was just like, what is this? This is messy. And I've never been one to really give a shit about mess when it comes to celebrities. Yes, I have talked about it. Yes, but I always try to handle it very delicately. I always try to be very objective and be very graceful when I'm talking about these topics, unless it's just, outright disrespectful and disgusting, then I'm gonna call it for what it is. But I definitely don't get pleasure in talking and tearing down people. So I want to know why. Why do you do that? That's something that she has to figure out. At any rate, let's get to the last segment of the show, which is still about Cardi, Kanye, talking about she's an industry plant that actually happens to go hand in hand and good for my segment of... All right, so let's add this to the stage.
That's why fucking Cardi B was over there. Cardi B is a plant by the Illuminati. She don't write her raps. She's just there to sound as ignorant as possible, and then make songs like "Fuck 'Em" and you get some money. She was literally replaced, Nicki Minaj purposely. That they put her there, and now she doesn't know what to do, and she's just she has no idea what the fuck is going on. She thinks it's just a blessing from the universe. There ain't no blessing from the fucking universe.
Okay, so before I go to the last and final clip, I just want to say this. This is where I have to poke holes in all of this. Number one, this whole leak thing, we know it was done purposely, and who was behind it. Number two, this whole thing that she's an industry plant because of the vulgarity of the music. Female rap has been vulgar for a long time. Lil' Kim was vulgar. Foxy Brown was vulgar. Nicki Minaj's name is vulgar. It's Nicki Minaj. Would Minaj be for Menage a Trois, or is it something else? Let me know. Even if it's something else, it's still suggestive. So maybe this name has a double meaning. Okay. I'm not saying that she wasn't there to replace Nicki. I'm not saying none of that. I'm not disagreeing with what he's saying, but I'm just saying, like, I tell you what, Nicki Minaj is no Pentecostal rapper, okay? She's not from the pulpit of the Baptist church. What are we talking about? You know what I'm saying? I mean, she's still trying to hang with the nieces at her age. And I'm not saying, listen, I'm definitely not one of them type that feel like if you are married with a child, you should just lay over and die. Go get you a cane and some, you know what I'm saying? And them thick ass shoes with the soles that's thick as hell at the bottom. I'm not saying you should go put on your orthopedic shoes. But what I am saying is she's definitely not a mother of the church. So we're not going to act like Cardi just came out of nowhere, like she's the most vulgar thing we ever seen. And female rap hasn't been unhinged for a long damn time. Okay, wait. Let's talk about Trina. Ain't nothing more ridiculous. Do I have to put on? I can't because I get a copyright. But what about Trina and Trick's on You Don't Know Nan? Is that not? I mean, WAP. I'm sorry, WAP still ain't contending with Nan. and that was a long time ago. So I just feel like how quickly we forget. I just can't get with just saying stuff to be saying stuff. This is no knock at Kanye whatsoever. I respect Kanye. I feel like Cardi's husband, he be tripping, but we love Ye. Like he said in the Do Anything for Clout song. I definitely agree. Ye be tripping, but we love him. And I respect him. But just because I respect him or what have you does not mean I have to agree with everything he says. And in that instance, I just felt that it was important to point that out. So with that being said, I'm going to add in the last and final clip with the Breakfast Club responding to this whole ordeal with her being industry plant. What's that dude's name? Birdman. Yeah. He has something to say. Birdman. That's something. That Birdman. Anyway, let me put up the clip.
The Rumor Report. I knew I can talk my on the Breakfast Club. I ain't gonna lie. I'm in my mental health process, but I am cocked and loaded. Yo, Cardi B is getting support from somebody that none of us would have seen coming, and that's Birdman. Birdman hopped on a Clubhouse yesterday with Whack 100, and he's reacting to Kanye West claiming that Cardi B was an industry plant sent to replace Nicki Minaj. Now, last week, a clip of Kanye West's unreleased documentary surfaced, and I'm sure the Kardashians are behind that. And in it, he called Cardi B an industry plant. If you missed it, here's what Kanye said.
Yes, Corey CIA. Like, he didn't even have to say it. I know it. He's Illuminati. That's why Cardi B was over there. Cardi B is a plant by the Illuminati. She don't write her raps. She's just there to like sound as ignorant as possible, and then make songs like and you get some money. She was literally replaced, Nicki Minaj purposely. That they put her there, and now she doesn't know what to do. And she's just she has no idea what the is going on. She thinks it's just a blessing from the universe.
A blessing from the universe.
Now, what he was referencing was a time where I actually took Cardi over to Kris Jenner's house to meet her, and then Kim and Kanye came over, and we all had guacamole and drinks. And
so you CIA too? And you in the Illuminati, Jason?
Hey, listen, I've been waiting on the Illuminati to call me. Their phone lines might be down like yours.
My fellow Leo, Jason Lee, is something else, okay? Now he over there setting the record straight. And they like, you part of the Illuminati too? Like, they don't even call me. I heard that. Leo. Too bad Leo season is over because that's when the weather is good. Anywho.
In that meeting, it was interesting because Kanye was telling Cardi how she was his hero because every time she said something, the world praised her, but every time he said something, he was canceled. And then to say later in this documentary that we didn't even know was being filmed that she was a plant was interesting. Well, then Cardi had caught wind of this and posted on her Instagram a part of a conversation I had with Ye on my last podcast, and this is what he said.
Cousins was saying, come by here yesterday, but I was finishing.
You're working.
I was finishing that verse for your girl, you know what I mean? Like, I always believed in her since she was on the show, period.
It's kind of sad when people use your own words and your own voice against you, right?
Yeah, I mean, we all know that rant was nonsense. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that clapback was dope.
But for the sake of conversation, we can discuss it. Right. Like, I don't believe everything is a blessing from God. You know what I'm saying? Because I know Satan got a kingdom too. But saying a rapper is an industry plant because of the content of their music, especially when the content of their music is about girls sleeping with dudes for money, then damn near every rapper in the industry must be a plant then. Because the glorification of the drug culture, gang culture, murder, disrespect of women, sounds to me like they all plants pushing negative content and a negative agenda.
But let me ask you a question. When somebody we know at times is not mentally well and they have outbursts like this and people post it, don't we know if he's probably not mentally well at that time? It's not saying at that time, especially if he says one thing with Jason Lee when it's on camera, then he says another thing behind the scenes when he's on the phone. You know what I mean?
People are human too, and people when they're upset, like he might have been upset that he wasn't at the function that y'all was having at Christian.
How about everything is not mental illness? How about he knew there was a camera on him? How about he knew he would say something for shock value? How about he's a businessman and he knows what to do? While we sitting around coming up with theories and scratching our head, how about this is exactly why he said what he said, and he probably meant what he said when he was talking to Jason Lee. Because at the end of the day, Kanye is in this to make money. And while we sitting up talking about it's crazy, guess what it gets? It gets clicks, it gets attention, and it works. I'm just saying.
He came over.
He came. He just
was there. And he sat right across from me.
You don't be listening. He said they ate guac.
I was right here. Cardi was right here. Ye and Kim was right here. Chris and Corey's right here. And he was saying to her, you're my hero because you can, he was basically building her up. And the crazy part is what I really think is happening is Ye is in the middle of so many lawsuits right now. He probably didn't pay the person who shot that. And they probably are just putting out all these clips. That's what I think is happening.
I really don't be listening because I really don't be caring.
We know
about
95%
of this stuff. But also, Nicki Minaj didn't get replaced by Cardi either. But they both out here.
Nicki Minaj got replaced by Nicki Minaj. Now, what happened was
Nicki hasn't been replaced, man. Nicki's still here.
Okay. Cardi caught wind of Cardi caught wind of all that and posted that. But
Jason Lee,
she's been harassed since she came out the gate, and she is tired of it and basically has warned everybody that she has receipts, and this is what she said.
I've been trying not to disappoint my fans because I've been trying to like be Cardi B, the professional, but Belcalis, the demon, it be really close to come out. And I don't want that because I don't want to disappoint my fans. I'm going to just say this. People love Cinderella to Cinderella get a glass house. And let me keep it cute.
Cinderella
and to my haters and to y'all motherfuckers that want to see mess, leave me the alone because I come with receipts. I come with receipts, years old receipts. I got receipts on all you and you and I will bring this internet into shambles. You don't even know.
All she needed to say is King Kong don't have shit on me, okay? She needed to drop that line like Denzel. Yeah, keep them receipts, baby, because you need them in that industry because people are shady, okay? And it's good to pull people with the hypocrisy rub. Pull the hypocrisy rub right from up under their ass. Get them tripped up.
I want to know about Cinderella in this glass house.
She had a glass house, glass shoes.
I remember the glass slippers.
Mm-hmm.
She had a glass slipper, but this Cinderella story, she's been able to build the whole glass house. Meaning her whole, it's not like she just got the one slipper and then she went and got the Prince or whatever that guy was. She got the whole thing.
Sad thing about Cardi B is I've known Cardi B a long time before she was famous, when she was working at the strip clubs and she was hosting the strip clubs. And Cardi B has always been a good person, like a good person. Before the fame, after the fame, just a down-to-earth good person. So when I see her get attacked for some of the things that she said, Cardi B wasn't expecting this fame.
That's because you on Cardi payroll.
I'm not on. Don't say that.
No. I'm Cardi B
Both
unlocked.
of y'all on
I'm Cardi B
payroll.
unlocked. I'm Cardi B unlocked.
You're Cardi B
But it's the
unlocked.
truth about Cardi B, and you would say the same. We've known Cardi before.
Don't
the
tell
fame.
me I'm on Cardi's payroll.
You are.
Can I say this? Can I say this? Because I know Mike Kaiser's listening. Atlantic actually.
Wow, you just gonna put the plug out there. You don't even care, Jason. Now you really gonna fuel the internet.
Julie Greenwald, let me put her out there.
Drop a bomb. Drop a bomb.
Okay.
Wow.
They actually pay,
internet, you caught us.
They actually pay the least. Matter of fact, let's put that out there in terms of marketing, and they should be paying money. But anyway, that's just my own rant. You talked about the things that we're mad about.
What'd you say?
Okay, well,
What
listen.
Jason
I
said.
gotta
I
put this out there.
I'm walking out here.
Birdman went on Clubhouse, and this is what he had to say about this all.
I don't really pass judgment on other people's things. Nah, that's not my thing. No disrespect to nobody. It's just not my thing. I never saw it, and if I did see it, I would never pass judgment on that because I don't believe in downplaying people in the music industry in no kind of way. Because if you in this, you know how hard it is. If you in this, you know how real it is.
That's right.
If you in this, you know that die in this.
Cardi got it out the mud.
She did.
Nicki got it out the mud.
She did.
Shoot, Kanye got it out the mud.
We all in
Kanye
this room
did.
got it out the mud.
Absolutely.
For real.
I got it out the blood. Illuminati. And I'm just playing with y'all.
The blood of Jesus. But I think
the
that's,
blood of Jesus.
The blood of
That's
Jesus.
what I'm talking about. All praises due to God.
But I think
See,
that's
there we go, Jason. Now
I think
we
that's
talking.
a big deal though for Birdman to come out and say that and to just validate the hard work that we all know Cardi's put in, that Nicki's put in.
We saw it.
Yeah,
By the way, we saw
absolutely.
it with both of them.
Absolutely.
Nicki and Cardi.
1000%.
From the ground up.
Birdman might be the bridge to bringing them together.
That'd be fantastic.
That would be great.
I'm sick of all y'all niggas at this point. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Because, like you said, their grind was like no other. New York didn't F with Nicki at first, and Nicki had to get it out the mud, and Cardi B was the same.
I saw it all from the beginning.
Absolutely, both of them.
Both of them.
All right, well, that is your rumor report. When we come back, we got front page news, and then Rich Paul will be joining us. His new book, Lucky Me, is out today. We're going to...
So that's enough. He said what he was. So I guess that goes right back to my initial statement. There's people literally dying in Israel. There's people running in terror for their lives, trying to keep their children safe. There is mothers that don't know where their sons are. It's all type of stuff going on. And when they get done with all of this, they have to look at that ruin for how long, we do not know, as a reminder of this nightmare that they had to go through. Meanwhile, we're worried about Kanye talking about if Cardi is an industry plant. Welcome to America, the United Snakes, allegedly, of America, where allegedly some of the most heinous crimes, the powers that be are on in it. You know, they have a vested interest in it, allegedly. And everybody else is the problem. Welcome to the country where we throw rocks and hide our hands. Welcome. And the citizens are preoccupied with nonsense. And hell, I talk about it too because that's our culture. That's our society. And my channel has to be, this channel happens to be about culture and society. So get those likes up for me, people. Thank you. Make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel at Porch Talk. Also, subscribe to my Racqi Road TV channel. That's RACQI Road TV. If you're watching me on TikTok, the link is in my bio for you to be able to follow it. If you're watching me currently on YouTube, just hit the subscribe and the like button. I appreciate you guys and love you guys. Tomorrow, I'll be going live on the Racqi Road TV YouTube channel. And we will be talking about, let me see what the title is. Hold on one second. I can actually tell you what it is. It's definitely you have to choose yourself and love yourself and give yourself grace. That's going to be the topic of tomorrow. So please join me tomorrow. It'll be around this time. If I'm filming I've got another podcast with someone I've known since middle school, a family friend of mine. He and I are filming a show together at his barbershop. If we happen to film tomorrow, I know I'm not going to get home till after probably 10 o'clock or close to it. So, yeah, I'll probably be going live around this time. And I just feel like it's a better time to go live this late. You know what I'm saying? Seems like you guys are more responsive. Probably the kids are asleep or whatever. I get it. I'm a parent myself. So I'm in the basement. I be having this robe on because I be cold, y'all. And hell, it's the night show. I mean, what I'm about to wear? I'm not about to wear a ball gown, baby. I'm at home in my basement. I'm going to be comfortable. We ain't doing shit but talking shit anyway. All right, y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all. Hey, you, let's keep in touch. Head on over to RacquiRoadTV.com/network. And when you arrive to the page, scroll on down to the prompt to lead you to subscribe to my newsletter. Enter your email, first name, last name, hit subscribe. This first button leads you to Racqi Road TV, and the second one leads you to Porch Talk. Sign up to be a guest on Candid Stories of My Soul or the Black Love group chat with this form. Here's how to get to Racqi Road TV YouTube channel through the browser, and how to get to Porch Talk YouTube channel from the browser. Yes, these are both my YouTube channels. Please subscribe to both of them. Until next time, toodles! Hey friend, you can now join my Patreon for free. The link is provided below.